Proxy Table Gaming, PTG, Lucky Sixes, and Hyper G.
Howdy, howdy, howdy.
I thought you might do that.
Yeah.
That was what I said to you when we logged on to
in the
call.
pre-setup.
I know. I thought you might take that one, but that's fine. That's fine. I'm not going to.
I take inspiration from all sources,
including me.
Yeah,
I like it.
Of course,
it's fine. Yeah. So speaking of me and you,
yeah, right.
We had a game.
Yeah,
because this was awesome. This was a big weekend bonanza that we had.
It was
a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
We had
which wasn't just 9th Age. It was like other board games and all sorts, really.
It was, yeah. Scabfat joined us, didn't he?
He did,
Mr. Dan. Unfortunately, Gobbo couldn't make it, so we very much missed him. But yeah, we had a good few games in 9th Age over the course of the weekend. We, as well as playing board games, played some Blood Bowl, played Vault of Dragons, Zombicide. What else did we play? Anything else? A new game that I won't talk about.
That
is work in production. Blood Bowl's insane, isn't it?
Yeah, it was like a Dungeon Bowl version as well. So it was.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, it was. Yeah. Oh, and Guild Ball as well. We played. Yeah, so we played a few games, didn't we? But 9th Age was obviously part of it. And while Scabfat was making his way to us, me and you decided to have a game, didn't we?
Yeah. We don't play much nowadays.
We don't play at all, really, do we? Yeah. Times have moved on.
Yeah,
we now have other friends.
Yeah, right. We do have some planned, to be fair, coming up, but it was a welcome change, really, in a weird way.
Yeah, and we didn't actually plan on taking pictures, but then we sort of set it up and it looked pretty cool, so we just took a few pictures, didn't we?
Yeah.
And it was all good.
So
you were practicing for Breakthrough, weren't you?
Yeah, it was a casual game, although we had sort of like different agendas as well. So I wanted to test out a list, which I ended up taking anyway, pretty much as is, to a tournament coming up. I didn't really have many other time to practice it out, and you wanted to try out some new Saurians.
Well, of course, yes. Only my second battle with Saurians.
Yeah.
I didn't change my list at all either between my game against StatRat either. So really, we were set to go without too much thinking about it. Drew up Refuse Flank and Spoils of War. All good. And yeah, the Saurian Ancient list is the same as the one I took against StatRat.
Yeah.
So I guess really I don't have to go through it in huge detail because most of the talk through was in that battle report. So go one behind and watch that one if you need a run through of the list. But essentially it is the big block of Tegu warriors with everything in it. Really, both the Anarach Archmage, the Tegu Veteran, the Thyroscutus Herd, all in that big block of Tegu, and then a few chaff units alongside 2 Raptor Rider units that have a Carnosaur inside them, which we'll go through in more detail when we see the picture. So this is your breakthrough list then, effectively.
Yes, and I think even the video's come out now, but I think even the first round of Glory
of Golden State,
challenge,
the Veil Rider Cup challenge.
So
indeed,
it just kind of panned out that everything was all kind of the same sort of time, and I thought, well, why not? I don't often stick to a list for an extended period of time, as viewers.
Not since the olden days of the Highborn Elf year.
So I guess it was just like a chance for 3 different occasions to use the same list and do tweaks where I could, but I just didn't do tweaks. So it's really simple. Killy Chosen Lord is a bit fun. Probably not the most efficient, but he kicks out so much.
He's insane. He's nasty.
Yeah. To me, it sounds like having 9 strength 6 attacks with the possibility to get divine is pretty efficient. But I don't think he's
and rerolls available.
Yeah, with the magic. I don't think he's technically the best build, but he's pretty good. Then I got 2 Sorcerer Adepts, Evo Alchemy with Binding Scroll, Rod of Battle, and Lord of the Damned for some Wretched One shenanigans. My core is 25 Warriors, Great Weapon Pride. My core setup is stolen from Tanker.
Of course.
Apparently, this is one of the cheapest setups for the Warriors. and stuff. So happy days. Barbarian is the bunker unit. I don't often play with the bunker unit either, so that was interesting.
No, you don't. You don't.
10 Chosen is my staple on this list because they're so good. I don't understand where any negative thing comes. They're a bit expensive, but they pump out 31 attacks.
They should be. They should be.
Like, it's an infantry unit that's not very wide and not very big. Easy to maneuver. Not quick, but
3 up armor
attacks.
and 3 up armor, 2 HP each.
Yeah, it's just
they don't go down easy.
Just to say. 5 Chosen Knights with Wrath and Flame standard for alchemy attributes, and as we mentioned, the wretched ones. So yeah, it's pretty straightforward in what it does. It's just whether I can use it.
Yeah, exactly. Because I mean, wretched ones, they'll either do what you want or they won't.
Yeah, and hopefully
there's not really much in between.
Yeah, hopefully the Lord of the Damned pushes it in the former.
Of course.
But yeah, we'll see.
Remind me what Pride does on the Warriors. I never remember.
So any leadership check rather than just break check. Oh, sorry. Well, any leadership check is minimised. So
right. Okay.
I mean, they're fearless. And
so there's a limit to how many they're taking anyway.
Minimised for like, I guess, all the other stuff. So like march checks and all that jazz.
Break tests.
And the leadership 9 with the Chosen Lord, and then you've got the break test, which is re-rollable. So it makes it pretty hardy.
Yeah, and Zealot's Banner means that they're attacking in. They get their extra support
bonus for second rank. Yeah,
which
is
really cool.
So many attacks. It's like 28 attacks if I go 7 wide. It's just insane.
Sweet, I like it. Right then, let's get into it, shall we?
Yes.
Shall we go with you first, as we've just talked about your list?
Sure. I mean, I can't remember who dropped or anything, but I've got Chosen Knights.
You drop for first. You drop for first.
I always want to.
I always let you. I haven't learned. So,
Chosen Knights, Wretched Ones, big block with the Lord in, Barbarians behind with the 2 mages. Chosen, you can see half the unit, and then Wretched Ones the other side. So, idea is to sort of get the Wretched Ones in a position where I can have most of the board. And do it. We've already said Spoils of War, but you can see the 3 tokens, the gold tokens that we're going for. I look a bit closer, but I think it was just because I dropped and you didn't deploy on the line.
I think that's exactly it. Yeah, I didn't go right forward. I think, because it's only 18 inches apart, isn't it? So you only have to be 9 inches away from those tokens. Unless you just cheated, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows?
That's fine. Yes. So I don't know whether you can see at the very top of the picture. Possibly not. I've got 2 units of chameleons right in the corner.
Oh yeah.
You just see the things. Yeah. With the armor, I didn't really fancy their chances of doing a lot in this game. So they were just going to clink against barbarians.
And I did know that they were there, but I just thought, well, I'm moving forward, so.
Can they catch up? Really? Yeah. Yeah, so left to right, I got Spearback. Then I got the Raptor Riders with the Carnosaur, which is beautiful. I just love that unit. It's so cool. I tried it with the Carnosaur in the middle still. There are people on the forum who say it should be on the side of the Raptors rather than in the middle.
Less attacks.
I wasn't really sure one way or the other yet, so I played it like that. Tegu block in the middle is complete with all the gadgets that I mentioned before, except the Thoroscoots is now on the side, which I think is hugely better for so many reasons. He doesn't really provide many attacks himself, and he doesn't need to be in the middle. They need their spear attacks rather than him having one crush attack anyway. But I stick with this is 9 wide, so it's still not 8 wide, which it probably should be. But I was still with my movement tray, still a friendly game, so I was fine with it.
But I also as well, I was 7.
So exactly. So 9 wide kind of just wraps in. Yeah. So it was fine. I was happy enough with it. Got the skink block behind for in the enclave with healing waters available. Then got Taurosaur next door. A unit of Raptor Riders. Obviously they don't have the riders, but they are riders. And my light troops skink hunters joined by a salamander on the right flank. Didn't really think I was going to have much traction on the wretched ones with the skinks and the Raptor Riders.
I guess it's what those chosen. I sort of put that so I could go either way, but
Yeah.
Wretched Ones alone won't do much against the Raptor Riders because they're too early.
No. Yeah.
So
Exactly.
I need some help there.
Yeah, I mean, I was I was kind of okay with you having first turn because I wanted to know where you were moving with everything.
Yeah.
Because I mean, Saurians, it seems like they're a bit of a stick together list at the moment, stick together army. So I wanted to see where you were going to go. So yeah, maybe you should stop Lucky Sixes going first because he always wants to.
But then
I
you
was
get to
okay
see
with
what
it.
I do. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, I was okay with it in this scenario. So right, let's see how we pan out. So yeah, you had turn one. Moved up like so.
Yeah, I mean, Wretched Ones go forward as much as the reroll allows normally. I normally think if I get 11 plus, I don't reroll it. That's
okay.
It seems to be. So you maximum 18, obviously, but like anything less than, or maybe double figures, I'll have a think about. But anything less than double figures, reroll it because what's the worst that can happen? I think.
Yeah, unless you don't want to go very far.
Yeah, true.
And then stick with the low number, I guess.
Very, very often I do though. So I mean, Retro ones just move forward. The ones on, as you're looking at it, the left go a bit further. I don't mind too much. I just look at them and I go, well, if you charge in and kill them all, I should have some decent counter charges.
Oh yeah.
And there's not. I think I positioned it so that your salamander spearback just out of shot couldn't quite chaff my chosen knights.
Okay.
With the 12-inch movement, wasn't it? So I think I was like, well, if I leave, as long as my thing goes past it, then I'll do that. I'm not even too worried about like the overrun, which you can get because I should have a counter charge with the flank. So
yeah, there was no overrun into the chosen knights.
Yeah. So. The counter charges on there. Chosen just decided to go help the wretched ones out. I think I was a bit scared of your Raptor Knights just grinding me out and me not getting anything for the wretched ones. I expect the wretched ones to die, but I want them to get points when they do.
Because the Raptor Riders versus Wretched Ones is a good matchup for the Raptor Riders, and there is a spoiler war over there. So if I were to have the better of the Wretched Ones over the grind, then be free to move on to the spoil, it's a free spoil. But with the chosen there, it completely turns in your favor. So.
Yeah, for sure. And I think I'm not obviously one of the first battles we've had with Saurians. I'm not sure how these matchups go and I assume I can outfight Saurians, but Saurians have got some new rules which we're gonna dampen me and do better for them. So you never know. But I think 1-on-1 with all these things is much better for me than you multi-charging me or anything like that. But I just don't. So I think there's always that choice of whether you go for 3 tokens or not. And I decided to go for it because I thought I think over the 3, I think I should win 2 if you separate everything. But that's who knows at this point.
No, I'd agree with that. Yeah. So you go into your magic and you power through a spectral blade.
Yeah, I
boosted one as well.
Yeah, we do boasted. Although it's at this point we go, hang on, does lethal strike work on them? And
because they're grind attacks.
Because they're grind, and we were like, well, this is my first go with this list, so let's double check everything. So. And we got this out pretty early, didn't we? Because I cast a spell. I was like, well, I obviously want lethal strike because you've got some Raptor Knights over
I think
there.
I had 5 dispel dice, and obviously I could have thrown them all and still not done it. So I let it go. And we kind of came to an agreement, didn't we? Because we couldn't work out whether the
so there's a very specific thing. And post the battle, we looked a bit more and asked people and got their thing. But I think we said I don't know. I can't remember what we said.
You did. We let you have lethal strike.
Yeah.
Because that's the way we were leaning.
Because we couldn't work out. However, that is a mistake.
Yes, it is. And it was. Yes.
They get the rerolls to wound,
which is still cool for them.
Yeah, which is awesome because they only wound, right? But they don't get the lethal strike, which was obviously what we let off here. They don't get attack attributes like flaming, like lethal strike, like divine and things. But they do get, if you get +1 strength, for example. I don't have that. Or like reroll to wound and things like that. Because that's on the model.
Yeah.
But the attack attributes don't get applied to the grinds because they're special attacks. So is a
Very well
general
explained.
way. Yeah, general way of doing it. We couldn't find that exact thing at the time, although posted. So for this battle, I have lethal strike on these guys, which is
You
obviously
do.
very, very good.
Yes, yes, it is.
And
Because
wrong.
AP naught, but lethal strike. You know,
Yeah,
it does a lot of the making up for the AP naught, doesn't it?
for sure.
And I didn't waste my dispel dice trying to dispel it. I think I just dispelled whatever else you cast. So
Yeah. It's a good roll anyway. So
yeah. So going into my turn, I ummed and ahed about whether or not I wanted my Raptor Riders and Carnosaur to go in because of the lethal strike problem, which is obviously a bit of an issue for a 2-up armor save. You know, AP naught is fine, but if you roll a few sixes, or lucky sixes, on your wounding roll, especially when you're re-rolling it, then I could be in a bit of trouble, especially as like they will all fight, even if I kill some of them.
It's so good.
And you're unbreakable. So I was like, well, am I actually going to get through this unit? Is it a silly idea to charge? But I think I went with the idea that I want to test my units. I want to find out what Saurians can do. This is a friendly battle. This is the time to check what they can do. So I went for it. I'm pretty sure I didn't fail a frenzy check, and I actually made the decision to go in.
Yeah.
I think I would have remembered if I failed a frenzy check on this one, and I didn't. So yeah, I've gone for it. I know there's counter charges. One thing I was able to do is the salamander moved 12, the spearback moved 12 inches forwards, and it meant that you would just the wheel around the spearback was just clipping the spearback. So I just managed to.
I again, I thought I had, but when we moved it, it was like, it's just like millimeters,
just so close. It was really close. Yeah,
err on the side of caution, people.
But I mean, a lot of the angle would have changed. It wasn't an easy one to prevent to be chaffed. You did as well as you could. Was this the game where that chosen knight was taking a wound in the forest as well? I think it was. He's got a wound behind him, hasn't he? Yeah. He constantly got clipped by branches, didn't he?
And ironically, I needed to be away from it not to be chaffed, so it was completely.
Yes. yeah. If you'd just wheeled ever so slightly less, then I wouldn't have been chaffed.
Funny, man.
Yeah. So in terms of the rest of my movement, I played patiently with the Raptor Riders, less patiently with the Taurosaur because I moved out of your warrior's line of sight with him. I think your wretched ones. I mean, the chosen can't charge the Taurosaur because they can't wheel around the impassable in the middle.
Or see him, I don't think.
Or see him, exactly, yeah. So that was fine. Wretched ones, though, I think if they rolled like a 12 or a 13, they can pivot and then get into the Taurosaur.
Yeah.
I was prepared to risk them not rolling above average because I got a 3-up armor anyway. Obviously, they're AP naught. And I'm res 6, so you're wounding on 6s.
Yeah.
So I was prepared to risk that, and the benefits of potentially getting a flank charge into your warriors and/or the rest of the battlefield. I decided to go for that. My light troops, salamander and skinks, are just chilling out on the flank. There's not much benefit in being closer to the wretched ones and taking on the chosen at this stage. While my Tegu warriors just hope that my Raptor Riders don't completely fluff it up, because if they do, I could be in a spot brother. But I wasn't. I was hoping. I mean, worst case scenario, the Raptor Riders die to the wretched ones. I wasn't really thinking that was possible, but and yeah, let's see how we go. So buffed up my Raptors and the Carnosaur, which is awesome. Got flaming swords and Awaken the Beast for a +1 res. So I'm res 5. So you're wounding on 5s, rerollable with lethal strike. So still not great, but let's see how we work out. Don't know why I took that picture because I think it shows exactly the same thing, but with no spells of mine.
Might have been shooting, did nothing. Oh no, you can't shoot, can you?
Yeah, I couldn't shoot with the spearback. My chameleons were also too far away from the bunker to shoot at this stage. They were just legging it forward. You'll see that I've got the toad marker on the chosen knights as well, which means the Carnosaur is re-rolling hits against them if they get to that fight. So this was not a bitter roll, the photo. I'm very in the habit of taking photographs of, oh man, I rolled terribly, aren't I unlucky? I'm in a habit of doing that. But this one was just a funny roll.
Yeah.
Because this is my Raptors, not the Riders. I had 8 attacks and I had battle focus, which so technically is a bit unlucky not to roll a single 6. But I rolled 7 3s and a 2 Fortunately for my Raptors, I'm hitting on 3s.
Yeah.
Because the wretched ones are defensive 2 and I'm defensive 3. So I actually got 7 through, which is great. That's fine. But it's just, I don't know. Has anyone managed to roll 7 of the same number?
Like in 8 dice, not roll above a 4 and get 7 hits. Has anybody ever done that?
Oh no, yeah, totally, yeah. That's incredible. But yeah, it was good fun. So by the end of it, I run through the wretched ones.
Yeah.
But man, does Lethal Strike come back at me?
Woo! And I mean, the re-rolls to wound and lethal. It's obviously a good spell. I can't remember how many were the lethal strike, but it was definitely the majority.
Yes,
I think maybe you did 2 that weren't.
Maybe
strike.
2 that I didn't.
But yeah,
didn't save armor very well.
It's a bit of a shame actually for this. Although the wretched one sort of did, just by doing 2 or 3 wounds, that would have been enough.
Yeah.
But I mean, the premise of the position is fine for me, but it's a little bit of a shame that we were there for like 20 minutes, half an hour deciding what we wanted to do with it, and we both came up with that. But don't worry, that won't be happening again.
No, no, you remember it now, and sounds like you've got the rule sorted in your head as to why it's that way as well. So, yeah. Fortunately for me, though, even with only the Carnosaur standing, I still have finished the wretched ones off. So, and funnily enough, I'm not fearless anymore with the Carnosaur. I don't think because I haven't got a unit of Raptor riders with them. So if I had 1 Raptor rider left, the whole unit's fearless. And obviously wouldn't be able to flee if that's even an option. But let's see what you do about it. So yeah, that picture probably shows a bit better the chaffing of the spearback actually. It was so tight. It was so tight. It was millimeters, wasn't it? I mean, obviously I did rotate my Carnosaur a little bit. But yeah, we were set that the Chosen Knights could charge him even without the Raptor Riders. But you just charged the Warriors into him. Absolutely. And the Chosen Knights to finish off the spearback. What were your thoughts at that stage?
I think I wasn't sure. I didn't. There definitely wasn't an overrun, but I thought, well, if I can get my Chosen Knights on that spearback, get the objective there. I want to see what the fight between the Warriors and your big buck does, but I've got a Chosen Lord and 25 Warriors. If I can get some magic off on them, which are now my priority, I'm pretty happy. That I can fight, you can fight, we'll both kill each other, and hopefully the Chosen Knights can help out once you're depleted. Worst case scenario, I lose mine, you lose a bunch of yours, and I mop up with the fully things Chosen Knight. I'm not too bothered about the Carnosaur. I think probably on a good day my Lord can do it on his own. If not, I'll take a few wounds and then I'll kill him, I think.
Yeah. I mean, obviously the Carnosaur is multiple wounds too against standard, but I think he dies before he gets that chance. Really,
I think so.
Right. So what happened with the charges? You get the Knights in, but the Warriors do not get in.
Yeah,
I think you worked out the consequences of this, didn't you? And you worked out that the only way my Tegu Warriors could have a flank charge on the Warriors for failing was if the Warriors rolled a 6 and still failed.
Yeah.
You rolled a 5, so I'm in your front.
Yeah.
So
I
think you needed like a 9 or a 10, was it?
It was. Yeah, it wasn't a like small charge or average charge, but yeah, it was like that. So and it also meant that unfortunately, kind of my wretched ones had to go into your Taurosaur and thankfully got the 12 or 13 or whatever it was needed to get in on the re-roll. So a bit of a waste from that point of view. I mean, also if you look at it from here, this is a good picture. If my Warriors are right over there, the Taurosaur needs a little way to get in. Because I'll likely turn to face and it'll be a larger charge. But it is what it is. So the wretched ones come in and sacrifice themselves there. Chosen sort of come up. I don't mind. I know there's an obvious overrun there. I don't mind if you overrun for any reason through the wretched ones to get into my Chosen Knights, to my Chosen. But they also come up just to put a bit more pressure, not too aggressively, but because I don't want to allow you to overrun past me.
No, no,
But
exactly.
yeah, biding their time. They're pretty happy with that side, the Chosen. I don't think there's much that's going to threaten them.
No, not
The
at all.
Taurus, I don't like the Taurus or impact hits, but I can take one impact hits and then. So, but yeah, multi charges obviously. But yeah,
Yeah, and also I've got to get the Taurosaur free first. You know, it is
exactly.
now stuck on wretched ones, and obviously without the impact hits and without stomp, the Taurosaur does need help to actually get through those wretched ones. It's not going to be able to do that quickly. So I have now got to think about, you know, sacrificing my raptors to the Chosen
Just
if I
to get
want
him
the
free,
Taurosaur
yeah.
out. You know, so whereas potentially I could have, you know, danced around the Chosen for a little while and not given the Chosen any points. But now,
Yeah.
if I want my Taurosaur to help the rest of the battle, because I haven't got a lot over there.
No,
You
not
don't
at all.
include the Taurosaur, so yeah.
But yeah, otherwise just sort of like barbarians move up behind and
Mm,
try and keep within 18 inches of everything. I took rerolls to hit, rerolls to wound on Evo, and Word of Iron and Glory of Gold, and it just so happens most of them are 18-inch range. So like,
yes,
as most of my units are within 18 inches of both of the adepts, so that's
yeah,
quite a nice round number to think about when I'm moving
yeah,
the block.
very much. Your Chosen Knights go through the spearback, obviously. This is into after my movement,
Yeah.
though. Obviously.
A reform to allow you a flank charge.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because the Carnosaur now has a chance to escape the warriors, he does. He looks pretty tight on that arc of sight, but I am in your flank of your knights, which is cool. The chameleons are moving up to try and pepper some barbarians while staying safe. Mategu, actually, you can see your magic cards on your warriors. I think you got Word of Iron. Did you have Rod of Battle as well? Or did
I think
you not
so,
have
yeah.
Rod of Battle? Yeah. I think you got those two spells off on the warriors. So I decided not to countercharge with my Tegu.
Yeah, I'm a 1-up. You know, you got spears, right?
I got spears,
Yeah, so
but
you
not
lose.
less effective on the charge.
That's what I mean. You lose the AP. I've got 1-up armor, and then the world attacks you.
Exactly. So yeah, it was, and with the Taurosaur being busy, I didn't feel it was the time to run into your warriors yet. I mean, obviously you can come into them now, but that's better for me. Like you say, +1 AP, +2 agility. Still not a high enough agility to strike before you, obviously.
Yeah.
But I'm better off the charge than I am on the charge. I take the Raptor Riders into the Wretched Ones, into the front, just to help the Taurosaur out. I don't think I killed many with the Taurosaur in your turn.
No, it was a bit of a fluff fest.
Yeah. So both are fine, but yeah, the Raptor Riders will die to the counter charge from Chosen, obviously now. Yeah, I think that's how we're looking. That demonstrates the shooting.
Yeah.
We had a little bit of a competition, didn't we, between those chameleon units to see which ones could kill the most barbarians. I think they split it 3 and 2 on this one, but a good start. We were like, how many turns will it take 10 chameleons to kill 15 barbarians?
Well, at this point, you're like, well, you've got 4 more and you've already killed 5. That's not good odds for a 15-man unit.
Exactly. This was turn 2. So, I mean, turn 1, I didn't actually manage to reach you and shoot you. But turn 2, yeah, I'll take 5 a turn, definitely.
Yeah, it's funny.
Those sorcerers might be looking around and thinking, hang on a minute.
Yeah.
These barbarians are going down. So, yeah, good start from them. There you can see Word of Iron and Rod of Battle as well. Yeah, over here, so Raptor Riders. This shows the difference with Lethal Strike or not, really. And Spectral Blades, obviously, because I only lost the one Raptor Rider.
Yeah, no
it also
buffs
shows,
on me means really bad.
Also shows the difference between having a Carnosaur in that unit and not, because the Carnosaur can do multiple wounds too against large. The Raptors obviously can't, so it'll take me a little bit longer to get through Wretched Ones. But I'm very much still grounded in place. Although this was so close to your Chosen being able to charge into my Raptor Rider, wasn't it?
Yeah, I kind of wanted you to go through him in a weird way.
Yeah, one more Wretched One and your Chosen can definitely get in. And sort of like catapult themselves forward by killing the Raptor Riders. And you went for it, didn't you? Look at this for a picture.
Yeah, man. It was this is after Magic as well, so I went for it and I was like, well, I'm just gonna buff the hell out of them, see what I can get. I don't
I
think
don't know
it's
what I dispelled, but I think I
yeah,
dispelled Rod of Battle, possibly.
possibly. I don't.
Yeah,
I'm not sure whether Word of Iron is 1 or 2. It might have been only a
a
+1
small one.
because I had a dice at the end, sort of thing.
Yeah,
Um,
maybe.
but yeah, I mean, I've got uh, so much in there. I don't have rerolls to wound, but because that's just related to hit, isn't it? But
Yes.
yeah, I'm pretty happy with that outcome. And it's a casual game and a bit fun. And I wanted to see how my warriors could. It's core
Mm.
on core, really, which is
Yeah, yeah,
interesting.
yeah. Actually, I think I probably almost definitely dispelled Glory of Gold because you got Alchemical Fire from Word of Iron, and I dispelled Glory of Gold. Otherwise, that would have been wounding very nicely.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, but yeah, I'm really intrigued as to how this is going to go. I
Mm.
mean, I really back Tegu Warriors at the moment. I'm putting everything on them in my list,
Yeah.
but it doesn't come much tougher than Warriors.
It's a good test.
So yeah, it's a really good test. Over here, because the Chosen couldn't charge last turn, they just moved up. And similar results. One Raptor Rider dies, but you can see 2 wounds behind the Raptor, the head of the Raptor in the middle. You have 1 wound left on your Wretched
One
Ones,
boy
which
with
means
one left.
I
Oh,
cannot move my Taurosaur and my Raptor Riders in my turn
yeah.
coming up.
Which is awesome.
So
Which is
close,
awesome.
so
Yeah.
close. I mean, I don't really know what I would have done with the Raptor Riders if I had have got them clear. I think I probably would have had to use them to chaff the Chosen anyway.
Yeah.
Because looking at that flank, you can see the Thoroscutus in the bottom of the picture. If you're Chosen, get a free charge into my flank if that combat continues, which we don't know whether it will or not yet. I think my Raptor Riders die either way,
Mm.
but the Taurosaur is not going to be free, which is
man.
pretty big.
Yeah.
I mean, look at where the Barbarians are as well. If the Taurosaur is free, yeah, yeah. But still, happy enough that Raptor Rider has gone through Wretched Ones, so can't knock that. And this is how it looks after the big combat in the middle.
Yeah, man.
Now, count up the warriors in that 3rd rank. 4. I think you killed so many.
I'm 7 wide,
warriors.
so I've now got 18 out of 25. So you must have killed 7.
Yes.
And then, I mean, you were 9 wide, and you had the whole thing.
I had the whole base. So
I
yeah,
like 25.
Easy.
Yeah.
But yeah, the reason I point out the 4 warriors in that 3rd rank is because I'm steadfast by 1 model.
Yeah.
Oh boy! I mean,
Crazy.
obviously, my unit has no buffs.
Yeah.
I lost models in droves, but oh boy,
killed
was
just enough to make
just
it.
enough.
And you can see Dan as well coming on.
Yes,
on the scene.
Yes, Scadfat has arrived, and he was. I don't. What was he painting up? Some. I did Dungeon Bowl models. I think actually.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I had that. I mean, I was lucky. I held my break test on Steadfast, as you would expect, with a rerollable cold-blooded 8. But yeah, really close, and that's huge. Well, obviously it's game if you win that.
I think me down. On the left-hand side, I think I chose the option to chaff you or something.
No, you failed the charge into the Peggy Warriors.
Oh, I was going to do both. Yeah.
Yeah, failed the charge, which meant that my Carnosaur could then charge the flank in my turn. So the same turn that the Raptor Riders.
Yeah.
No, this must be the new turn afterwards, actually.
Well, you've gone into me. I've also, we didn't mention it as well, turn the Barbarians to face the Skinks, hoping that they just run away or just stay. Because if they come close enough to shoot me, I can charge them, is my thought.
Yeah, exactly.
So we'll see what happens there. But you've gone into the flank after I've sort of run across you, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So we'll see how the Carnosaur gets on his own. Right away, in fact. Well, I mean, ignore the other part of the picture. We'll talk about that in a minute. The Carnosaur gets absolutely mullered by 1 Chosen Knight. Really?
2, but yeah.
2, yes, I guess. I do enough to kill one of the Chosen Knights, but 2 Chosen Knights come back and do 4 wounds to the Carnosaur. He's only got 1 left.
Yeah.
So yeah, oops. I thought that would go better for the Carnosaur. I really did. But apparently, Wrath Chosen Knights is still good. So yeah, who knew? Let's talk about the chameleons as well before we get on to the other event. I decided to chaff the barbarians a little bit and still shoot at them. I kind of really want to get the barbarians and/or the sorcerers away from your chosen knights now, and away from you being able to buff your units. That 18-inch bubble is a big thing.
Yeah.
So that was the thinking behind sacrificing chameleons. I could have just danced around and shot at long range all day, but this was sort of a plan to move you out of position, hopefully. You can see the wretched one is now dead, and I've just moved my my raptors have to stay and take the chosen pain. My Taurosaur is unable to be charged by the chosen, thankfully, and he is now going to be free. But in the main combat, I mean,
in the big thing. So yeah, so talking it through,
yeah,
I had I had a binding scroll which I did remember, and I was thinking about all the spells, and I was like, well, Awaken the Beast sounds like a really, really good versatile spell for this, and that could put the combat either way. So let's take that away, and then I'll take the next best buff off on them. And whatever happens, I dispelled the first one of your buffs.
Yep.
Which left you with Stone Skin, and you got Stone Skin. And actually, I was like, oh no, that was.
And it was on top of a Oaken Throne, so I became Res 7.
So my guys were wounded on 5s, and my Lord, who had already popped his Idol of Spike to try and get you in that first round, was now on 6s, which is crazy, right?
Really crazy.
It was kind of like I chose the wrong spell, because even if you're Res 5, that makes me a lot better. So
yeah,
Stone Skin Man is I know Druidism quite well.
Druidism,
yeah, man,
it's awesome. Yeah, I mean, you can see the few wounds I took. I took 2 wounds.
Yeah.
The Quattle obviously moves forwards.
I took enough to lose combat, ran down, and that is a big combat.
Yes, it is indeed. I steal the penny as well for the spoil. So yeah, awesome. Really, I mean, Stone Skin is it's all about Stone Skin there, isn't it? So yeah. You can see there is Oaken Throne off as well, which obviously played a big factor.
It's worth saying that obviously the magic options are really, really good. So you've got like 8 spells or something. So
probably more. Yeah.
Quite tough, I guess, especially if you're your first time playing them and stuff, to choose the right one. And if you have blind scroll, but it's tough to because there's lots of good options.
Yeah, it worked. They all work really well together. I mean, I'm a bit limited in terms of magic offense. You know, Master of Earth isn't great.
But when it comes to combat, happy days.
Exactly, and even Pyroclastic Flow isn't great. But in combat, it's so many buffs. A lot of them are defensive more than offensive. Although I think one of the things you might have dispelled is the Hereditary, because it would have given you -1 to hit and -1 to wound.
Yeah, which is
so potentially similar. That might have been one you dispelled. I think Summer Growth as well. You probably would have let that off. Another 6 Saurians you don't care about.
I think so.
But yeah, there's a few options. Healing Waters as well is another one, although you probably had flaming. No, you didn't have flaming attacks there, did you? There was a few that you could have.
Yeah.
There's 4 or 5.
I mean, I still had the buffs up as well.
You don't want me to cast.
Yeah, I still had the buffs up, so I still got rerolls to hit and 1-up armor essentially. Well, 2-up, I guess. But yeah, it is what it is. Over on my turn now to try and salvage things. Obviously, I'm stuck with the Carnosaur. I'm thinking I'll get hit, so I don't need to worry. I charged the chameleons, and you decide to flee, presumably to see if I could get a redirect test.
Yes, there was two thoughts to fleeing that, because I kind of moved them up to chaff. My thoughts were, if you go after the ones and flee, then your sorcerer and barbarians are too far away to help anything. Like the 18-inch spells is all the way over in the corner, and you catch my chameleons, that's fine, but you're too far away. Whereas if you redirect, you have to pass a redirect test, and I think you needed like a 8 or something into the other chameleons.
Yeah.
So I was prepared to accept that. I think my stand and shoot with the chameleons that held did nothing.
Yeah. They've still got the 3 and 2 on them for the amount of wounds that they did.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, but I'm fine with this outcome as well, because it brings you barbarians closer to Metegu. So yeah, it was a lot going on with that, but I was more than happy with the outcome.
Yeah, and obviously my chosen go into the side there to see they can get some points.
Definitely. Yeah. You go through the chameleons.
Yeah, go through the chameleons. The only one I get is Word of Iron, but that's pretty good because it makes them 1-up armor, and I'll at least help when you charge me.
Yes.
So this is after the Barbarian card. I'm pretty sure I killed the Carnosaur as well.
You do.
And then turn to face the Tegu. Yep, there we go. I overran with the Barbarians, thinking, well, if you charge them, I'll just flow.
Yeah, which I think we probably said out loud at one point. Yeah, exactly. There's no point in me charging them because you're going to play it, and I didn't. I think I didn't want to risk not passing a redirect. So I think in our next picture, which we'll see, I just go straight into the Chosen Knights.
Yeah.
There is no overrun into the Barbarians, but I just want to keep them close to hand.
Yeah.
You know. So there's that. Did my Taurosaur doesn't seem to be moving much? Did he fail a charge?
Yeah, that was a long charge, and I think I held that one.
Oh right, okay, yeah.
Because you wouldn't have just moved 3.
No, it doesn't seem very long. I mean, effectively, I have to move my skinks up to chaff the Chosen, which is fine. They're really not worth many points. I'll lose 200 quite happily to keep the Chosen out of the game. You know, so Chosen have probably got their points nearly back, if not fully back.
Well, they won't die.
No, and they've got a spoil, so you know there is that. Technically, the Tegu are holding on to the middle spoil, which was delivered to them. The Chosen Knights have got the other one. So at the minute, you are 2-1 up in that regard.
Yep.
But it'll obviously depend on what happens with the Tegu and the Chosen Knights. And at this point as well, which is also wrong, I was of the opinion that my Tegu could pick up 2 objective markers, which is not right. They can only have 1.
Yeah.
So I thought I'd be able to nab the Chosen Knights one if I beat them, which is not true. But what happens is...
Beat them, they do.
Beat them handily. You do kill the champion of the Tegu and kill a few more. I mean, my unit looks a lot smaller for losing the champion because it's 4 models.
Yeah, it does.
Or 4 bases. But yes, the Tegu veteran, I think, is the star of the show in this combat.
Yeah, well, you got Stone Skin off again as well, which is things. I think that was a challenge maybe as well, which I think meant I got quite lucky with Stone Skin. But yeah, and it's your turn next. Oh no, it's
Rompin. Your turn next, yeah. But
so yeah, that core unit are absolutely tearing me apart.
Not many of them left, but they're hanging on and they're doing the business really. So I do have to drop the other spoil, which means it's 1-1.
Yeah.
Over here, this was just insulting, really. The skinks only go and hold against the Chosen.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's parry was a thing. I didn't have my magic there, so they were just on their own. So I mean, if you look at it, parry takes them down to 15 straight away, and then 2's I guess 12 wounds. So you saved well.
Yes, Fortitude 6 up. Woo!
Yeah. But no, they stick around, and I mean, I'll get their points eventually, and of course I won't lose the Chosen, so it'll be a drawn objective, and I'll get some points. But yeah, Chosen have been marked out the game, so to speak.
Nearly, yeah, pretty much. And you move your barbarians forward away from the Tegu with the intention of fleeing the charge if it comes, pretty much.
Yeah, it's very clear.
Yes. I think that the Chosen Knight fails to rally as well on half leadership, doesn't it? He doesn't make a reappearance. I think he flees off the board in time. So. Yep, didn't fancy it. And then this is how we ended up. I don't know whether I caught your barbarian. I think I did catch your barbarians, didn't I?
I rolled like 3 or something.
Or did I? Yes, no, that's right. You did. You rolled really low, and the Tegu caught them. I think I ended up not charging the Taurosaur because it would give your barbarians a chance to flee again.
Yeah.
But I just moved the Taurosaur away from the Chosen, effectively. Another insult to injury was that the skinks ran and got away from the Chosen. I'm not sure whether we rallied them or not, but effectively that didn't really make too much difference. But yeah, solid effort from the Saurians.
And for sure it was Stone Skin that really
stole the show.
But it was nice to see the hitting power also of the Tegu warriors. So.
Yeah, we called it a 15-5. We didn't count up I actually forgot when I called this a 15-5, which I checked with you. I actually forgot that it was a drawn objective, so it might have been less actually. So I did lose.
I'd lost a lot. I've only got the chosen left, and so it would be 17-3 at worst. But I got enough points probably to get to.
That's it. You got the Carnosaur. You got both my Raptor riders. A lot on my chaff.
I think it's pretty fair. It's going to be a 15-5 or a 14-6.
Yeah,
either way,
close.
a good win in a casual game for the
Saurians. Yeah, really pleased. I mean, like you said, Stoneskin was the winner in this one, and just the amount of buff spells that the Anarach is holding.
Yeah, it is good. It was really interesting to see how like cool that was, like with all the magic that the Saurians have, and like a few of the buffs that, let's say, the combined units get because of that. So that was cool.
That's one thing we didn't mention. The Tegu warriors having parry against your warriors is huge.
Which meant it was more important for me to take the rerolls to hit so that I could have that and Rod of Battle. So always I'm an R between Whispers of the Veil and that. I think on another day, if Stoneskin doesn't get off for any reason, I have a better chance of holding, if not killing that unit as well. And if I hold, then I can potentially get some counter charges with the now freed up Chosen Knight. So I wasn't too. I think we just had a fun game, really.
Yeah, it was a fun game.
Yeah, it was just nice to roll some dice, see what things do. I wasn't even looking at going, well, I need to improve this and this and this. I was like, let's go again. Yeah,
definitely. Yeah. Another thing was warriors are actually quite a good opponent for a fighty Saurian list because of Lodestone. It automatically goes off in every combat.
Yeah. There's not much that doesn't have a unit with 4+ or more armor though.
Yeah.
So it's a
true.
Decent thing.
It's a very good start. And this is before the update as well, because the update has now given it to the Tegu Veteran and Tegu Guard.
Yeah.
At this stage, the Tegu Veteran did not have Lodestone. He still did well enough. So yeah, really good fun. And roll on into the next one.
Yeah, very much so. So
we're looking forward to Veil Rider Cup. I'll be taking Saurians. It'll probably be a version of this list. You will be taking Warriors. Decided for round one, which is this list.
Yeah, this is a good pre-battle really for both of us.
Yeah, we might have one or two more friendly practice games before we actually hit that tournament. So build up the anticipation. But yeah, really looking forward to seeing how our armies do in international waters.
And then we'll be seeing the year out with Breakthrough tournament. Where, again, I'll take Warriors and we'll see how they get on against all different things. And I can tell you that we had 5 different opponents, 3 of which I've not played at a tournament before, and 5 different armies. So we had a lot of variety, which was amazing.
Yeah, that's what you want in a tournament, isn't it? Yeah. Really cool. Great. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Your comments are still awesome. They are really good fun. Hope you enjoyed the hobby content that's come out recently as well. Yeah, seeing your update.
Looking at trying a few different bits of content on the Fridays coming up. There might be some extra battle reports on Warhol and things like that. But yeah, really looking at what content you like. So if you do watch something like that that's a bit different, one of our shorts, for example, one of the hobby videos, or anything else on the Friday and Sundays, let us know. Let us know if it's something you like, or let us know other things that you want to see. Because we're especially with next year coming up quite soon, we're looking at planning all our content for next year, and especially the Patreon guys. We'll be asking them a few more in-depth questions, but just to see what you want on the channel and what other than bat reps as well, which will be coming out thick and fast.
Of course, I will.
What you want from us, baby?
What do you want?
What do you want? Just tell me what you want.
Sounds good. Right. So thank you for watching as always, and we'll see you for the next one.
Yeah. See you later.